everybody? You already know what it is on the ones and twos. It's the Bud and Sports channel. We're back on this Sunday. It's your favorite Buds and Buddies, and it's Monday. I'm already messing up. Sorry, y'all. I'm Doug.
Sloshed
AKA
up.
Messer Upper, a.k.a. Dookie Boy. We have my boy on the ones and two rocking all night, Mr. Spuddy.
What's going on, buddies? Spuddy McGee here.
And we have Mr. Francis.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We got a lot to talk about. A lot of salt to talk about this week, man.
Yeah, I'm still so pissed. I think it's Sunday. That's how pissed I am.
No, there's a lot of salt to get off our chest.
Man.
Yes.
Man.
It is the recap.
Well, yeah, week six recap. Week six recap. Where do you guys want to start? Where do you guys want to start? There's plenty of places we could go.
Want to start shitty or on high?
Hey, let's start with the Monday night game. What we saw.
All right.
What we didn't see. Like not going to not going to Diggs in the last possession. Come on. Fuck out of here.
Hey, hell of a third down effort by Allen. You gotta give it to him.
Hey, you know what? I thought he actually got it from first glance. But once you take a look, and when you take a look at the replay, you got to credit that defender. I don't know his name, but he literally caught Allen. He caught Allen mid-flight on that play.
Mid-flight, bro.
Mid-flight, wrapped him up, and that really caused Allen to tuck the ball because Allen was about to reach.
Yeah.
He was about to reach, but when he caught him, Allen felt the need to secure the ball, so he ended up tucking it. He wasn't able to reach all the way, and that actually stopped. I
really think him trying to jump fucked it up. If he would have just put a shoulder and kind of pounded his feet onto the ground, he would have got that extra inch. But him trying to go flight mode, you a big dude, but hey, someone could just push your momentum and not go the way you want to, you know?
Well, I mean, that's why I credit that defender because it was such a great play. To me, Allen, you could. No, in hindsight, you could say he shouldn't have jumped, but if he's that long and that size, he felt very comfortable. If I go airborne and throw my whole body weight at this, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get it. But that defender was like, "Nah, I'm a catch you mid-flight and take you down." That's why I was like, "Damn, dude, he really saved that play."
His name was Hooker, and he hooked her in the air.
Yep. I mean, if he would have,
his name was really Hooker.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
If he would have, went low to try to tackle Allen, he got the first down, but he stood his ground up high, which is kind of what you're not supposed to. But he reacted it very well.
Just very off pure instinct.
Yeah.
Titans defense didn't play scared that game. They played they had some life in them.
Yeah. What do you guys think of that play call at the end? For the first down when they were on fourth down and they went with the QB sneak.
I don't mind going for it on fourth down, especially when it's fourth and inches. I just didn't like how they saw three defenders basically right over the center and in basically the A gaps and said, we're still sneaking this shit. I that's where I was like, come on, not only that, they could have used a timeout there,
just to see how they were lined up.
Yeah. They could go for it again, or see. I was telling my pops, I'm like, hey yo, they should have honestly done another rollout situation because. Honestly, I feel like Josh Allen has that advantage. They could kind of go in the I formation under the center again, but he does a fake and he rolls out. Go towards Diggs since he's Mr. Reliable. And
because at that point Diggs is 1-on-1.
Yeah,
this is what makes people like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady GOATs because they recognize they're in the box. I know Coach said go for it, but man. Fuck coach, hey, big slant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Either that or you do a little out route, but you're chilling at the corner of the end zone, and now Josh Allen has the ability to throw it or try to kind of run it to either suck the defenders in to get him, then he could kind of lob it towards the end zone. Or if they stay put, he could just bulldoze into the first down / end zone like that. Mm-hmm. There's different ways of doing that. And, you know, these quarterbacks are really athletic that you don't have to do the sneak all the time. Especially when they're lined up how I explained that 3. Like if the overhand cap showed it, I'm like, they're fucking there. You know, if you get it, cool. But
yeah,
you know,
go for it. Sorry.
Just go the other way. Go the other way. You know, even Josh Allen could have got the ball and kind of like waited as the pile was going, then go to the left and get a half a yard.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't have to do the sneak right away. Now they said that he slipped. I don't know if he slipped or not, or if he was just trying to hike and just go under. No,
when you watch the replay, number 73 on the O line for the Bills, he got blown the fuck up. Mm-hmm. Right when the ball got snapped, he had no chance at the defender that was on him. Mm-hmm. So he got literally blown up. The defender had one hand on him, and his other hand was on Allen, pushing him down. Mm-hmm. Like in an instant. Well, like that's why that. And
not just that. Like Allen, right when he hiked it, he was already starting to go forward. If he would have pulled back, you know, it would have been less likely.
Their coach Vrabel, right? That's his name.
Yeah.
I think I remember him saying in the press conference, he was like, that they sniffed it out. Basically, what you're saying, the way the defense lined up, they knew what was coming. Mm-hmm. And so even the head coach admitted that. He's like, we knew what they were going to run, and they kind of ran it earlier, and Allen went to the left. Mm-hmm. And so his defenders were ready for that. His players were ready for that. Mm-hmm. And so you're right, they should have at least, especially if they ran it earlier in the game, they should have play actioned it, maybe, you know. Exactly. A lot of deception. You could have done a lot of different things in that situation for the win.
Mm-hmm. That was one of the frustrating things. But other than that, you know, I did like that they went for it.
Yeah.
But it's just poor execution, because, like, you just needed a half yard.
Yeah.
And basically a touchdown would end the game.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are saying take points, and I get it, the conservative route, take points, but you had the defense on their toes. You could end it, and they don't get the ball back, really.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but it's smart by Vrabel of not using his timeouts, because it was almost daring, like, you're not going to get in. You're not going to get in. Even if you do, if we stop you, you're only going to get a field goal. So the clock management is actually on the Bills more than the Titans, because people are like, hey, the Titans are kind of running on the clock. You know, they have 3 timeouts. Mm-hmm. It just meant that they're in control, and they're saying the most you're going to get out of this drive is 3 points. So I dare you. And, you know, if they would have scored early, you know, you would be giving the Titans like about, I want to say, like 1:50 left in the game. And honestly, that plays against the Titans, I feel, because they're not let's score fast type of team. We're a control the ball type of team.
Yeah. So I mean, to be honest, I don't see a team on the Titans. I see one guy.
Exactly.
Like, and the real story here on tonight's game, the real story of tonight's game is King Henry.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I'm not even trying to, like, at first in the beginning of the season, I'm like, what is this Titans team? Who are they? How good are they? And now I realize they're not a team. There's one guy, and this one guy is going to take them as far as they're going to go, wherever they end up.
Yeah.
But Derrick Henry is the only thing on this team that is functioning at a high level. Everything else around is very mediocre. And for what he was able to do on the number 1 defense in the NFL, on the favorites to win the Super Bowl, 20 carries, 143 yards, 3 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. He peaked against the number 1 defense. Mm-hmm. There's no with Derrick Henry, what's on paper doesn't matter. If fantasy in fantasy language, like, if you got to play him every week. And if you're just an NFL fans watching these games, you have to watch them every week.
Here's the thing about the Titans. Their line only knows how to run block.
Yeah.
That they probably go to practice is like, we have to be the best at run blocking, because Our passing's not there. Our pass blocking's terrible as well. So we got to perfect the run block at least. And that's what they do, because there's some times where I'm watching, I'm like, yo, I thought this Titans line was shitty. But obviously, at least they know how to run block. Because some of the times they leave open space or Derrick Henry, I'm like, yo, like, you're getting Derrick Henry to have a 5-yard head start into his sprint. That's dangerous. Yeah. That's dangerous.
No, there's no reason a man that big at 250 should be that fast. Why are you 250 running almost 22 miles per hour?
Hey,
that makes no sense to me, bro.
You gotta make the velocity happen.
He really is different, and he's the king of all running backs. It's not even close.
And that's why at the end of the day, as long as he's healthy,
he
will continue that train will continue going.
That's exactly the thing, though. We could talk about his stats all day. We could talk about him getting 2,000 rushing yards, this many touchdowns, him carrying a whole game. What makes him elite from everyone else, especially in the running back class, is the ability to suit up every week and not be on IR.
But also, too, like, he does take hits when he's doing runs, but also, I think him and his stiff arming is more of a precaution of like, hey, I have my personal space zone. Don't get it because I'm a protect it, you know? Because when he's throwing out the arm, not really to stiff arm people, just to like reduce the blow on his legs more, I feel.
Yeah.
Because he's just like cry chopping people out of the way, like, get out.
Whatever he's doing, he knows how to stay healthy. He knows how to be able to be available every week. And that's what on top of everything else, that's what makes him in his own lane. Like, he's in his own class right now.
Honestly, thank you, DeMarco Murray, for teaching this man the way. Because I feel like going back to those days where they had the two tandem, it kind of like it was like a learning experience. Obviously, we knew Derrick Henry was going to be the lead back sooner or later, but at the same time, it was kind of like, you know, just watch for a little bit and see how everything moves. And in a way, that was like his sit out year when he was splitting carries with Murray. He's probably like, okay. So once he had the reins, that man was like, oh, okay, I've seen all this from the sidelines before, and just started going off. Because ever since DeMarco Murray left, Derrick Henry has been a menace in this league.
No, well, that's what I was telling my brother. I was like, yo, I don't know what he did, but I don't remember the first chunk of his career him being this efficient and effective and fast. And I was like, it wasn't until about 3 or 4 seasons ago that King Henry was born.
Yeah.
So he changed something in his routine, or something happened where he was able to take his game to the next level.
Yeah, and I really think him splitting carries like that for a while helped him in his whole training regimen, because once he was ready to be that guy, it's been all downhill for all these defenses. Fucking menace he has been.
Yeah, he's on a rampage, and I don't see him. It's crazy. He's not slowing down. Like, it's like they were saying he was supposed to fall off last year. They're like, no Russian leader's ever done it again. Like, well, he did it again. It's like, he's gonna do it again this year. Like,
I really think his mindset. I don't know the details of his off-season workout plan and all that stuff, but I think Derrick Henry has fallen in line, kind of like in the way Brady does. You know how Brady, it's a 365 days a year of taking care of his body to make sure he could keep going, right?
Yeah.
I think Derrick Henry is honestly on that same mindset. Like, he's really taking care of himself off the field.
Yeah.
Big time.
I think so.
And that's what's really helping him be available every fucking week. He's really like buckled down on his career and taking it completely serious.
I think his regimen probably aligns as much as Kamara's does. Because I don't know if you've seen Kamara's workout. It's more like balance and things like that. And I've seen Derrick Henry do that as well, like balancing type of workouts, but with also power. So it's so I think part of it is you got to understand what sport you're playing and stick to routines that help you elevate in that sport, you know?
Yeah.
Rather than just working out just to work out.
Just to work out and do drills just to do drills.
Yeah, because you want to do the right drills. the right ones that reflect you and the thing you're doing. So, I mean, whatever he's doing is great. He's keeping his body healthy, and I told you guys, 1,500, he's gonna do it.
That's a 110% on the table. Yeah,
because I'm like, I see it. I see it. Like,
boy might get to 2,000.
He might get to 2,000. Yeah,
boy might get to 2,000.
The way he's been getting used and that way he's just punishing defenses, he might get to 2,000. But I know for a fact he will get 1,500.
Like, look at you. You want to talk about before we move on? I just want to highlight this. Like, you want to talk about being available but still being used at a high percentage. Since week 2, 35 rushing attempts. Week 3, 28. Week 4, 33. Week 5, 29. And then tonight, 20.
Yeah, they use the shit out of them.
Yeah,
these aren't throwing attempts that I'm saying. These are rushing attempts. How many times they gave him the ball?
Yeah, get out there and get it. Go get it, guy.
And the thing is, I think Titans just go with Derrick Henry's strength. They don't try to, do runs that aren't his play style. Because honestly, like, a lot of his runs, I feel like, are off tackle. Right off the tackle, whether it's in between the tackle, like either or the tackle gaps, where it's on the right outside the tackle or right in between the tackle and the guard. That's where Derrick Henry just fucking goes crazy.
Well, that's the thing about Derrick Henry. You're as a defender, or looking at it from the defensive side, you can't allow him to pass your defensive lineman.
Oh, no,
the moment he breaks through and passes them up and they didn't wrap him up, you're in trouble. You're in trouble, bro. Like, he's running downhill at that point, and there's not a single DB in this league or safety that wants to tackle that man when he's coming at him like that. Yeah, not one. So you got to wrap him up at the line, or you're in trouble. But
they basically, defense got to find a way where he has to go between the guard and center, like those up the middle type of plays. Because honestly, between those are the runs that put the most work on running backs, because you got hands and you're just moving your whole body the whole time because it's constant. Just constant people are coming at you in between those guys. The off tackles / sweeps, those are the open space. That's where running backs should thrive. And someone like Derrick Henry, where all he needs is a second to pick up speed.
He's done.
Done.
All
Right,
well, where do you got?
Bill's still a Super Bowl favorite, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. No. This game was a heist from the Titans, thanks to Henry.
Yeah,
Henry heisted this.
They're in a position to win it.
Yeah.
It just didn't. Execution was bad.
It was a heist, but no, the Bills still a huge favorite. I still pick them.
Now with the Titans, maybe some things change. I don't know. It's still a question mark.
They'll still win the division. As far as going to the playoffs, questionable.
Yeah.
No, like I said, it's as far as Henry takes them.
Exactly.
As far as Henry takes them.
Exactly, because without just examining the Titans without Henry, it's shaky.
Oh, it's shaky. There's no team. Shaky. There's no team. Yeah.
Let's talk about a quick one. I know it's one of the weekly games of the weekend, but I just I'm talking about my new starting to become favorite QB right now.
Okay.
Ball out Burrow, baby.
Hey, let's go. Hey, I back that, bro.
Ball out Burrow.
I back that.
That's ball out Burrow right there, bro.
Ball out Burrow.
You might see a jersey. I don't know. You might see a jersey.
Hey, they do got some hard jerseys.
Hey, no, Cool Joe is
Joe Burrow.
He gonna be dope in this league. I was so worried about his knee, and I hope he doesn't re-injure it ever. It's still. That's something you got to watch out for. But as long as this guy is not on a highlight reel getting hit, he is dropping dimes, dropping dots.
Oh man, I never thought this season I was going to see Joe Burrow on the sidelines because they were up by so much that they said, "Hey, get out of there, guy."
Yeah, go sit down.
This Bengals team, this offense, I don't know. The defense has been looking a lot better as of late. If they continue to play the way they're playing and that offense keeps clicking, who knows?
Like I said, the Bengals are going to compete all season. all season. They're gonna every game they play, they have a chance to win it. You know, there's not really a matchup where you're like, oh, they're gonna get blown out.
Yeah,
they'll be competing in all their games. It's just I don't know what record they're gonna end up with.
Yeah, and you know what? You got to give it to the head coach of this team. Was it Zach Taylor?
Yeah.
I think it's Zach Taylor. He started the rebuild after Marvin Lewis, and I mean his first year, I think everyone expected him to be the worst. That's how they got Joe Burrow. Then from here on, it took him 3 years to change this franchise. After almost a decade and a half with Marvin Lewis, is mediocre ass.
Yeah,
you know. So I give it to him for really basically picking up the Bengals and making them relevant. But I mean, Joe Burrow, that guy doesn't lose his confidence. Nah. He might make a mistake, but he brushes that shit off real quick for someone who's only in his second year.
Hey, guess who Cool Joe plays this Sunday?
Who, Bills?
It's gonna be a nice one, fella. It's gonna be a division rivalry.
Is it the Ravens?
The Ravens.
The Ravens.
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
Yeah, the Ravens. Ravens. Nice. Yeah.
It's gonna be 20-something to 20-something.
I think this is really like the first big test for the Bengals this year.
Mm-hmm. Oh like
when it comes to
we'll see
that,
if
we'll really know
if the Ravens have to win on a last second field goal or a final drive. I'm gonna give Bengals their flowers, dude.
Yeah.
They put up a fight against a team that's really hot right now. Like, even though to me, the Ravens' first convincing win was this past week.
Yeah.
That was the one. So basically, it was the opposite of the script that I had in my head. I thought what the Ravens did to the Chargers were going to do to the Ravens.
Same.
It's like the Ravens heard me talk about them and took it personal as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's how you feel?
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. We don't have a defense. We don't have a defense? Oh, for sure.
But it's crazy, though, because, it was definitely the run was the big difference here. Because when you look at the throwing, wasn't that great on either side? The throwing.
Yeah.
Because
Lamar didn't even put up nice numbers.
No, he didn't, but it was the running. It was
all three.
I wasn't expecting the Chargers fuck up that much in the run. I didn't know that. Yeah. So their weakness is they can't stop the run, because they were just gutting it up the middle, and Chargers couldn't stop that shit.
And the week prior, who did they play? Do you guys remember who they played before the Ravens?
The Chargers?
Who, Chargers?
Yeah,
they played the Browns.
Browns.
They had the shootout.
So okay, yeah. So what I want to say, the week they played the Raiders. It said in that matchup, that their run defense was it was bottom 5 or bottom 10.
Mm-hmm.
But they had a nice showing that week against the Raiders against the run. They didn't let the Raiders do shit that fucking game.
Yeah.
But then when you look at the following week against the Browns, they got lit up.
Yeah.
Right?
Lit up by the run.
So now it's kind of confirmed where they went against the Ravens that they are a team that does struggle against the run.
Yeah. I'm looking at their schedule and the score of their games and remembering the games, like the Washington game, first game of the season, whatever. They played against Dallas. Pollard and Zeke both had really good games.
8.
Mm-hmm.
They 8. Mm-hmm.
The Kansas City game that they won, the running back was eaten too. The only things why we're not talking about it was because I think he fumbled twice or some shit like that.
We gave Fumbleina.
Yeah, and one of them cost them the game. Against the Raiders, they stepped up, but then Cleveland.
So really, they only had one game where they had
one game against the Raiders, and I don't count that because it was a banged up Josh Jacobs for one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, Raiders run game ain't fierce like the rest of these teams I'm mentioning,
exactly.
like Dallas, Cleveland, Baltimore.
Very run heavy teams, and Raiders aren't really like that. So I mean, I still thought they would at least contain that a little better, but I guess I was wrong. I was wrong about this game.
Even then, I thought they would at least get more than 6.
Yes. Oh no! At least make it a game, right? Like if it was gonna go down like this, where you're gonna let the Ravens make it a shootout, make that bitch a shootout.
That's what I'm saying. You went from 47 to 6, 47 to 6. Like, how do you make that much of a dip?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What tops it off? They got a touchdown. Just their kicker missed the field goal. I mean, the extra point.
I know. So it makes it look like they only got 2 field goals.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, they scored a touchdown. It's just, the extra point was missed again.
Guys, I can't with kickers. I can't keep talking about kickers every
this year it's the year of the kickers. Like, I'm gonna have to make a whole separate list called the kickers Dougie list.
I know.
The Doogie's list, kickers edition.
Yeah, kickers edition.
One comment I want to say about the Dolphins Jaguars game. We don't have to spend too much time on this, but one thing I want to say is, Flores looks so pissed at the end of this game.
Oh yeah,
that it literally looked like he was saying with his face, "Oh, I'm calling Deshaun Watson. I'm calling him. I'm getting on a separate flight. You guys go on your own flight. I don't want to be in the same flight as you. I'm getting on my own flight. I'm going somewhere else. We out here lost to Urban fucking Myers. Yeah,
Urban Party Boy Myers.
I'm going on my own fucking flight. I need to talk to somebody. You guys get your stank ass out my face. Go on your own plane.
Matter of fact, I'll go with Urban and get grinded up on the club. That's what y'all can do today. Because
Urban
texting Deshaun on the plane. I'm on my way.
Urban Myers probably went up to Flores and says, "Hey, you should stay in London." Wink.
Yeah, man, he was hot.
Yeah, I saw Flores. Fuck it sucks because I actually like Flores as a coach.
Me too. Me too. I don't understand.
I bought into his system, and I'm not even a player. But
yeah, I don't know what he was, bro. He was trending in the right direction every year, every single year that he was there, getting better than last year. Right?
Yeah.
And all of us, what happened? What happened to the Dolphins this season?
Hey, honestly, Tua.
I think injury.
Think of it last year, though. Think of it last year. The moment they switched to Tua, things started getting a little iffy.
You know what?
They played better. They played better with Fitzpatrick at helm, willing to risk it all for some reason.
I'm shocked more at the defensive play.
Of course.
That to me is what fell off a cliff.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, some of it had to do with some injuries and things like that, but they actually lost some good pass rushing this offseason. So some pass rushing that they had that helped elevate the corners isn't there, so it's causing the corners to actually cover a little better and longer. So they're kind of getting a little bit more exposed. I mean, some injuries have happened to both corners as well. Howard has been kind of gimpy and not playing a few games. Byron Jones also the same. So their two best players on at least the secondary haven't been there the whole time. So that doesn't help. But at the same time, still I never expect them to be a 1-5 team.
Me either.
Yeah,
either. I would have the floor to me. They'd be like 3-3.
Yeah, Yeah, I was expecting them to be an average ass team this year.
Yeah, but they fell off.
But yeah, I mean, we all looked at more of the defense than the offense in this situation. But it's not clicking. I don't even think the offense is clicking. Maybe get a new offensive coordinator, to be honest, because I don't know. Yeah. I'm just not convinced with what they're running there.
I think too with their offense, I don't think Tua's out there enough for them to get any kind of click or for him to get in rhythm with the receiver. Like last year he was either injured or they would pull him and put Fitzpatrick in. This year they gave him the keys, and after the one game, like he got hurt and he barely came back today. He came back. I mean, yesterday, and he came back like he played nice. You know what I mean? Like. It's just like, bro, if you stay out there and get some chemistry going, maybe like
that's a good point. There hasn't been consistency. We haven't seen enough from Tua, but at the same time, I think that's why we constantly hear rumors out of Miami about them trading for a quarterback, replacing Tua. Maybe there's half truths in those rumors because not everybody in that building is convinced that this is the franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the fact that you even see it in the morning, like Tua's not the answer, is not really, that's not really a good sign.
We'll see if Watson shows up in a jersey tomorrow.
We'll see. I kind of want to talk about the Las Vegas Raiders, especially with their bounce back and what you guys think is going to happen moving forward. Does this Gruden situation kind of do the opposite of what everyone thought it was going to do? It kind of creates more juice in this team because now everyone's expecting them to fail. So they're going to go out there, playing like they don't give a fuck.
Well, there's only two outcomes that are going to happen, and we got one of the outcomes. But my bet was on the other way. But I knew that it was either going to be really positive or really negative at how they come out the game. There's no in between. No in between. Yeah. It was going to be, hey, they're going to rally together and get shit done, or they're going to try to rally together and just fucking flop.
Yeah.
And we got the one where they rallied together and just destroyed because their offense was good. Their defense really was on Teddy Two Gloves all game. 4 turnovers. Like shit.
Yeah.
So that says something right there that they found some type of inspiration, probably because everyone thought they're going to fail. Maybe they like the interim head coach as well. He seems like a really stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Really old school type of feel guy, but at the same time, just really wants everyone just to work hard.
Watching Derek Carr's press conference, they asked him if the offense is going to dramatically change now that, Gruden is gone. Mm-hmm. And he kind of explained that, and pretty much in every week, Derek Carr, the offensive coordinator, and Gruden would be in the same room working on a game plan all the time. So it's not like it was only Carr and Gruden.
Yeah.
It was always the three of them. So now it's just Carr and the offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. And Carr said, so it's not like it's going to be completely different, because I was with the offensive coordinator every time I was with Gruden, but he's like, there are differences in philosophies, though.
Yeah.
So Gruden is more of a run heavier guy, and this offensive coordinator likes to slang it a little bit more.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see a little bit more throwing from the Raiders.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be the change.
No.
What?
No, go ahead.
This kind of like what I was saying, like what was the reason why I picked Derek Carr as my value pick was because I was like, I feel like this is gonna pump up the right people on the Raiders, like someone like Carr. Like I don't know why Carr just seems like that guy that's like, well, I guess it's up to me. Like I gotta get this team like going, and like even like some of the stuff he's been saying in press conferences or even like in social media, like you're like, yeah, this guy's at least trying to tell the truth, like, hey, we're good guys, like, to hell with them, we got this.
he's actually a real leader. I gained a lot of respect from him, especially the way he's been handling this whole situation.
Yeah,
and every situation he's ever been kind of thrown in it with injury and different coaches and all this other stuff. Like Carr's legit. He's legit. So.
No,
I'm going to be rooting for him to win some games this season.
Mm-hmm. I've always been mad at people that really threw Carr in the dirt and shit like that. Yeah. And I've always liked Carr, but from here on out, I think with Gruden out of this equation now, it gives more freedom now for the Raiders to do whatever the hell they want now. There's not really a restriction now. It's just really just Carr and the offensive coordinator.
Committee. Yeah, it's a committee making decisions.
Yeah, because when people say, "Is it going to drastically change?" I'm like, "Well, not really," because I'm pretty sure when you get like a coaching change in the middle of the season, you're going to stick with that playbook you learned at the beginning of the season. You know, why change the playbook right now? You're going to just fuck up the whole thing.
What you're
going to do is you're going to start catering to certain types of plays now.
Yeah, it's
So,
the pacing,
exactly,
the pacing of the play
exactly.
calls.
That's
the pacing of the play
that's
calls,
really
yeah.
the only difference that's going to be with the offense, where it's just gonna they know their plays. They're gonna have a different, like you said, a philosophy of how they execute all their plays now. Now,
and what situations they call this play or
exactly.
that play.
Because I mean, if you only look at the attempts, it really seemed like, they didn't really throw it that much compared to how they ran it. It was only a 4-play difference, but the type of throwing they were going, they really aired it out.
Gruden, it's because Gruden was more the old school type. He loved setting up the bomb.
Yeah,
he didn't like to just throw the bomb out there or start off with the bomb. He wanted to sleep you with the run, play action bomb.
Yeah,
and that's the old school typical way you. That's the old, the typical way you play action. But I think in this league, you have to be just a little bit more creative than that.
Exactly,
just because guys are getting more athletic, the game is getting faster, and you can't get away with that type of style and expect to win a championship. Really,
it's too gimmicky.
So long, come on, bro. We know the style, we know what to do by now.
Yeah, you gotta innovate a little bit, bit more.
It's like we don't know what you're trying to do on play wise, but we know how you're going to do the play. So. On third down, we're going to be aware of the run, but we also are going to be aware of the bomb. So, once you take those away, it's just then everyone's like, what do we do? What do we do? So now you have that freedom. The playbook's open.
Yeah. So I think, I don't know. We might see an uptick with Ruggs. They might really shine put Ruggs as the number one, make him look like a number one.
Hey, finally, if that's what it takes for Ruggs to finally step into, be the number one receiver, this might be a good thing. Maybe that was the thing that kind of put ceiling to a lot of the receivers. But we'll see from here on out. Broncos' perspective, they're really hurting. I feel like they really are hurting in the receiver area. They don't have. They don't have that like Jerry Jeudy player. They're really missing Jerry Jeudy because it just looks stale. Their offense just looks stale, and it's making Bridgewater force situations, and you don't want that because then you end up with 4 turnovers.
And their run. Oh, go ahead, Dougie. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like you said, they were all over him that game too.
Yeah. They play. I know Raiders' defense played with so much confidence, and they were able to get to him. But it also just looks. I mean, even past weeks as well. It's just Broncos' offense looks stale, and you can see them kind of like in cruise control without Jerry Jeudy on the team.
Yeah.
Jerry Jeudy is definitely missed this year, and I think Cortland Sutton has been in and out of the lineups throughout the season because he got injured earlier, didn't he?
I think he had a little gimpy, but another receiver that they had was Hamlin. Hamlin's out for a couple weeks, or he might be on the IR as well. So they just got John Brown, so that. I think that was a perfect sign, but I knew he wasn't going to do that much this week. Maybe next week. But Jerry Jeudy should be getting cleared very, very soon. So they either might have to wait to the bye because they play Thursday against the Browns. That might be a little too soon to get Jerry Jeudy back into play, but they got a tough matchup against the Browns, and I don't think the Broncos are going to do it this Thursday.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know what the draft situation or what type of draft picks they have this coming draft, but if they do have a first round pick, I could bet money they're going to draft a running back. I think that's the only thing missing on this offense is a running back worth respecting for I don't think defenses look at their running back room and those guys can break out on a big play. They're going to one of those guys could do a 80-yard run on us. There's not a single guy in that room that you're really scared of.
But the thing is, I like Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon because I was watching some of that game, and it's just there's some situations where it's I don't like a split committee, and this is one of them. Because I'm kind of a firm believer that some running backs that need to get it going with the more carries they have. But if you keep on splitting carries how they do, because I feel like they do it how the Atlanta Falcons used to do when they were relevant with Devontae Freeman, Coleman. That worked mysteriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Doesn't work with every team, and I really feel like that's what they do with the Broncos. Is one series they go with Williams, and maybe he's not feeling it right there, but you stop the momentum and go to Gordon. You know, so and sometimes a runner you kind of need to get going before you go. And I know with Gordon, I feel like he's one of those runners where you got to keep on feeding him. Get
him his confidence up.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, like earlier in his career, he was a high volume guy.
Yeah.
I think when he was with the Chargers, like that's how they used him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, high volume dude,
or just ride the goal line. That's how they used him. But I mean, if this is their route they want to go with these two runners, it's not working. You know, because if you look at their averages, they would put up pretty decent averages, 4.8. But I mean, to let them, because one was 10 carries, one was 11 carries, 53-50, pretty average. But it's just you got to get them going. But they're kind of lost. That's why I'm like, this offense is lost because it's just the running game is not really like going because they don't go that route. But the receiving is what's kind of the stale factor, I feel. And you know, they just need a spark on that department, and then I think things will open up. Yeah.
Just need something. Yeah, I feel you.
But yeah, let's get into the game of those if you guys want to. Okay.
What game?
Them boys.
Oh, okay.
Them boys. I'll timestamp it for everybody.
I'll timestamp it. Thank you. Make sure on the snap it says America's team.
I'll put it in the description.
Hey, put the pictures.
Start talking about America's team.
Hey, put the pictures all over this one.
Hey, Doug, tell me how we were both how were we both almost right?
Push.
Right?
We were almost both right.
Hey, a push almost happened. A push. This is what you call we both called the same things, but at the same time, none of us really won.
None of us really won though.
Because you could go, ha, we did this, but it was still a close game. We're like, okay.
Oh man, because it's like. I thought it was going to stay low scoring, but it's just every quarter was a grind, it seemed like. Like just whatever points were taken that quarter, it just you had a grind for every single one. I didn't watch the game at all.
Yeah.
But I did see CD Lamb have a huge game. That boy almost put a 40.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys let me know what was the vibe? What was the vibe of this game?
So
overall
I did call
vibe?
Five of the games was Bills Mafia. That's how I was feeling the whole game.
So okay, honestly, it really showed that mistakes were the thing that kind of like Cowboys' own mistakes is what shot them in the foot throughout the whole game.
Oh, yeah, Cedric Wilson dropped like 2 touchdowns.
See, and that's why I'm like, for some reason with the Cowboys. That's the Patriot effect on them. They make their own stupid mistakes and have the other team come in, you know? And I'm like, this is just a flashback of all the past years where we're the better team, yet this team is competing with us because we like to shoot ourselves in the foot for whatever reason. And that's exactly what happened. That interception wasn't his fault. It basically bobbled into the defender's hand.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's like, really that situation happened. I mean, that lost the fumble as well, but I mean, other than that, our offense played pretty consistently. Running was pretty decent, nothing too crazy, but you know, we scored. Our defense did very well too. We did allow that big bomb that happened right after our pick six.
Yeah, that was garbage about that. Freaking Diggs. What I know is about Diggs, he just plays so nonchalant sometimes, and it works. Like on that play, he was right there. That was another easy interception, but I think he kind of like nonchalantly kind of went for it and thinking like, oh, the guy behind me is gonna be there, but this fool came flying in like he was
so how I saw it was I'm obviously it was a miscommunication because you saw the safety just fucking flying in.
Bro flew in like he was about to take that to the house.
Yeah. Like he read that wrong.
He saw himself scoring before he even caught the
ball. Bro saw the shower.
Yeah.
Bro seen the throw in his head. He said, "Oh dang,
bro." He said, "I've been working on a dance this whole season. I finally get to use it. Oh shit."
Yeah. So here's what I think what happened. Diggs thought the safety was going to play over, which he kind of did until he came flying in, and Diggs was playing the under.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And because that's where that's where Diggs was under, like he was, because I'm like, he kind of stopped his stride and he's like, well, I know he's coming right here, so I'm a play it where I'm basically under on the route, and the defender's supposed to play on top. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that didn't happen, and by then, our last line of defense was still running towards the end zone because he thought he had the ball.
Yeah,
and that was the bomb.
I mean, I saw. Go ahead.
What makes me mad about that is like if it was anybody better, that literally would have been to the house because it wasn't that. That was a sketchy throw he threw. Like
yeah, because if the safety was actually like in the right place, that should have been a pick. But I don't know who was wrong in this situation. I'm gonna just say both they're wrong. I'm gonna say both Diggs and the safety.
No, I mean I agree with your first take. When I watched that play and that highlight, I blamed the safety 100%.
Yeah,
I was like, hey, that safety was so reckless on that play. Like Diggs did the right call. He was playing the underneath.
Yeah.
If the safety would have just held his position, you know the type of throw that would have had to be made to drop that onto Kendrick Bourne. Like you would have seen the best throw of your fucking life if he nailed that. But that safety was reckless, bro.
It was reckless. All right, but I'm trying to make it a little better on him and say they're both wrong. But in my eyes, I saw underneath over. The over just went completely over.
Completely over.
Bro, like, bro, if you're going to do that, at least touch the football.
It reminded me when you play on Madden and you try to user pick and for some reason you're not in the right place all of a sudden. That's what that was. Like, yo, I said pick a long time ago. Why am I barely doing it 20 yards later? Like, come on. Like that's what it looked like, and
that's what made me mad mostly about it. Like, bro, you jumped like you had a for sure pick, and you didn't even touch the ball.
You didn't even touch that motherfucker.
Okay,
but man, since we're on the topic, man, like I said earlier in the season, Trayvon Diggs is different, man. Mm-hmm. 7 interceptions, 6 games, 2 pick sixes. I don't know what else to say about this dude. When our team's gonna start actually realizing and treating him like early Richard Sherman, where you delete that side of the field, whatever side he's on, you just don't throw it there.
It's funny.
You don't throw it there.
It's funny because you see some of the chatter, and Dak even says like, even at practice, I don't try to throw to him.
yeah. Like at this point, it's true. Like Stephon Diggs isn't even the best Diggs at the moment. At this very moment,
yeah.
And
it's crazy too because like if quarterbacks got to watch film on him because all his interceptions are low key under routes. Like he's cutting under the routes. It's like, what is he doing to make himself not seen to the quarterback's eyes? That's what I'm curious. Or what is he doing to make it seem like, oh, the receiver got you beat, but then all of a sudden, fucking 3D, I got you.
Just
I think it's because maybe like body language, and maybe he's like to them he looks like he's far back, and they're like, oh, he's not fast enough. The next thing you know, he's just
That's the thing about him. He can play as a wide receiver. He's that athletic, and that's why when I saw his build, I'm like, he's bigger than your average DB.
Yeah,
he's not he's not small at by any means.
Yeah.
And so when you have this big athletic dude who's fast, because he is pretty fast.
Yeah.
He can cover a lot of ground in a short period of time. So yeah, maybe quarterbacks, they're having trouble reading that since he is fairly new to the league.
Yeah.
And so when you take a guy like Diggs, who has all the physical talent in the world, and then you pair him up with the right defensive coordinator, like I feel like you guys did, and now you're seeing the magic. You're seeing what you're basically getting the best out of Diggs right now.
Yeah, and the thing is, like y'all said earlier, and it's true, body language is huge when it comes to playing DB and also tricking the quarterback, because quarterback's going to analyze body language of the safeties, the linebackers, and the corners. So if you counter the quarterback's vision by saying, I'm going to make them pretend that I'm kind of like getting beat on the route and make him throw something reckless, then he switches his body real quick, and it's already too late because the throw's in motion, and that's how he gets all his plays in, which is what works, because I mean the last few interceptions have all been under situations ever since the one in Philly, even in the week before that. It's a lot of cutting the route short, or underneath route where he's underneath the routes trying to get the pick. So it's something about the body language, and probably kudos to Dan Quinn for knowing what he wants in the defense, because obviously he's like with corners, I want you to play to a certain point, but let the receivers go in front of you and you play underneath the route, and the safety should cover you. Yeah. So basically, they're playing like a two deep where both safeties cover half the fields and the corners go to a certain extent to cover their receivers or even the routes. So, I mean, it's great, but I don't think they haven't played. I'm curious. Scratch all of what I just mumbled right now. I'm curious of when they play against Patty Mahomes, because Patty Mahomes is a quarterback that might be able to dissect this defense. But I don't know, because the way he's been playing lately. But I mean,
his magic hasn't been there.
Exactly. But we're, other than Tom Brady, we will be playing like another good quarterback that week, because I think he'll be able to read that type of defense, and I kind of want to see our defense go against that, because even though there's a lot of strength to this defense, there are pockets in the defense that teams can exploit if done right. So I'm just waiting for that. So it'll kind of give me my confidence or my doubts about the defense.
All I know is if I'm Dan Quinn on Tuesday, I'm going into the locker room like, "Hey, what up, jumper? What up, Speedy?"
The safety.
Since you want to run, do some laps for me.
But I do say this: the Cowboys are still without DeMarcus Lawrence. They are still without Gallup.
Yeah.
And there's this other couple key players on this defense that we don't have fully yet.
Pretty much right now, the Cowboys just have the time stone, the mind stone. We're just missing the soul stone. We're missing a couple of pieces, but really, we almost got it.
Yeah. It's all in front of you guys to get the first seed in the NFC, because being in the division that you're in helps your schedule. But also,
we are one of the toughest divisions in the league.
Man, get out of here. But anyway, you guys are playing good ball on both sides of the ball, and it's not, so far at least. So far, it hasn't really been a one-sided thing where you guys have a really nice offense and then just can't even stand to watch your defense. You know? Your defense is actually very watchable. It's actually really exciting to watch, because it gets so many turnovers, and you start wondering, at what point does Diggs stop? Because we're heading into the 7th game, and he's still on his streak.
Hey, the moment it stops is when quarterbacks stop throwing to him.
Yeah, and that's what I'm waiting for. Like, when does that stop? Because eventually, come on now, at this pace,
come on now,
you have to stop. Like, if you respected Richard Sherman like that back in the day, this boy is even more physically talented than that.
And he's definitely faster.
And if he has the physical talent and the wits of Richard Sherman, football IQ of Richard Sherman with that physical talent, the league is in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
to wrap that up, Patriots are still good at defense. I'll give them that. They're still pretty decent on defense, but it's just the offense. Yeah. Other than that big play that happened, offense is still kind of shaky.
Shaky.
So,
I'll go ahead, Francis.
What the I was just gonna say something real quick. If you took out the pick six from Dallas and you took out that fluky big play from New England, the score is what, 28-20? 28-22?
Well, let's get to the moment right before that pick. The score was 20-21, and Patriots had the ball at the time.
Oh, okay.
So that's what happened in that situation.
Yeah.
But the bomb gave access for Dat to march down the field and do what he needed to do. All right. Well, what were you gonna say, Dougie?
No, we can finish up this game before I say what I gotta say.
Oh, that's all.
That's it for this game. Yeah.
For the Cowboys and Patriots.
I'm throwing out the flag, and it's the 2-minute drilly. You already know how we do it around here. We're gonna run through these last couple games that are just.
Yeah. Okay, then we'll go with the Packers and the Bears. Anything crazy that we expected? No.
I still own you.
I still own you.
All my fucking life. Fucking Aaron Rodgers.
I wanted to sock him. I wanted to jump through the screen. Rip the belt off his.
Hey, I loved it. That's my fantasy quarterback. That's my fantasy quarterback.
You know how many times I've seen that posted on YouTube, on Instagram, and I go to the comments and I see, I'm a Bears fan, and he's speaking straight facts.
I'm a Bears fan. He's not lying. I'm not mad. He's telling the truth.
like, it's true. Aaron Rodgers has always clapped the Bears.
22-5.
Don't know why.
I will say though, I do think Green Bay is the shakiest 5-1 team out of all.
Yeah,
personally.
Yeah,
shakier than.
I get what you mean. Okay. I get what you mean, and it's true because just look at 24-14 against the Bears.
The shaky one is.
The thing is, I was gonna say Ravens, but if they show out again for 2 times in a row, I'm gonna start believing that they're getting their shit together and they're starting to find their identity. But
I don't disagree though. I do agree. Ravens is another shaky 5-1 team.
Yeah.
But I saw clips of Jalen Smith as a Packer, and not good.
Yeah. Another 5-1 team, Tampa Bay, Philly. Tampa Bay won that in a shaky Thursday night.
It wasn't shaky. It was pretty. It was. I thought it was pretty decisive, but it gave Philly a chance to come back a bit. But I feel like there was control the whole game. Nothing out of the ordinary with the Tampa Bay team.
I'm waiting for Jalen Hurts to lose it at a press conference and just really say how he really feels.
Yeah,
I'm waiting.
Well,
so how do you feel about playing in Philly for the rest of these couple games? I just fuck it. I fucking hate it here. Fuck the coach. Fuck the locker room.
Hey, Jalen Hurts is like, can I transfer? Like, this ain't college. Yeah. Just request a trade, mighty guy. Request a trade.
Bro's going to Goodell like, hey, can I talk to the counselor? I want to change my schedule.
Seriously, he looks so frustrated every week.
Yeah, he does.
Every week, bro, he looks like he's ready to, just like you said, lose it.
I think he's more frustrated because people are blaming him rather than the rest of the team.
Yeah. Right. Let's get to the mediocres.
How about the Arizona? How about the Cardinals and the Cleveland Browns, real quick? Only undefeated. Yeah, only undefeated, beating the Browns.
Yeah, I guess we got to mention that.
They did beat them down.
I mean, look, that's the thing with our division. When we see each other, we're built to beat each other. So it's not a good read. Like, if the Cardinals end up losing to the Seahawks type shit, like I'm not gonna be shocked.
I'm not
just
shocked.
Because that's the nature of our division and the nature of division games. Yeah. But as you guys saw, Rams and the Cardinals both played non-division teams,
destroyed.
Like, wow, both teams, both of them had 2 weeks where they kind of went stale a little bit.
Yeah,
you know. But they bounced back as soon as they played a team outside of their division. Cardinals destroyed the Browns, and then the Rams destroyed the Giants.
Somehow still got a weapon in Hurts.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So yeah. With the Cardinals getting Ertz, that just adds another weapon to their already stacked arsenal. So I feel like this offense is honestly geared to play any style of football.
Yeah.
Because if they want to grind it, they got Connor. If they need to catch up, they could play Edmonds, or if it's just the shootout, Edmonds Connor's combo. And then when you get down to the receiving, they got Ertz, they got Hopkins, they got Kirk, they got Green, they got more. And
it's a very complete team. Yeah,
it offensively they are a complete team, and it will be hard to stop them.
When you look at who they went to get in the free agency, with even J.J. Watt, that pickup was kind of big.
Yeah.
They really added enough on the defensive side to complement that offensive side of the ball, and now you have a really complete, dangerous team. And it's no surprise they're 5-0.
Yeah, and
when you look at them on paper and how they've been playing this season,
their defense is built not to be top, a top tier team defense, but when their defense is built to last in the championship rounds, like the playoffs and things like that. So in the regular season, the defense is probably going to be up and down, up and down, up and down. But when it comes to grind time, that defense is going to hurt, and teams are not going to know what to do with it because they got Budda Baker, they got J.J. Watt, Chandler Jones is still on the squad, Isaiah Simmons
is showing out this season.
He's really showing his true colors now. Like, I knew he was called the Swiss Army knife of the team, and that was last year as a rookie, but this year,
I remember when they drafted him. I remember when they drafted him, and when they talked about his skill set, and I'm like, wow, that's exactly what the Cardinals needed, because the Cardinals seemed like on defense that they needed a playmaker almost in every position. Like, they had solid guys, but there wasn't any dude that really stood out in any position. So the fact that you could put Isaiah Simmons like almost anywhere on defense.
In different levels of the defense, they have someone there to complement. You got Budda Baker in the secondary. You got Isaiah Simmons, who could be secondary, yet I think he's more on the second level. And then you got Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt in the first level. So that's I feel like that's enough to create a championship team of what they got. Like,
especially if you're expecting your offense to score over 30 almost every game.
Yeah, and they've only stopped going over 30 against the Niners. That was the only game. Yeah, that was the only game they haven't scored 30. The rest of them 30, 30, 30, 30.
So if they get to the 30 mark, they do have all the faith in the world that their defense can hold a team to 20 to 25 points. Like, and they do have the talent to do that. So. I mean,
them game
they're going to continue to do it. Yeah, and then trading for Ertz. That to me, that move was like they're all in this season. They're putting all the chips in the middle of the table. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. This is it for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Cliff knows. He's like, hey, this offense is always going to be good. I just don't know about how long this defense is going to last. Especially with Chandler Jones at the beginning of the season saying, hey, I want to trade. I think he's happy now, but that doesn't mean he's going to be happy at the end of the season where he's like, hey, I kind of wanted more money. He might be shipped off next season, but this season I think he'll stay put because they're thinking championship.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to be very interesting with the Cardinals.
The other game that we got to mention is Chiefs and Washington.
Oh damn! You don't want to talk about the Browns real quick, just real quick.
Oh, the Brown. I mean,
hey.
is there a lot? To be honest, I didn't watch a lot of this game. So, is there anything to mention from the Browns? What do you want to say about the Browns?
Hunt got hurt.
Kareem's hurt. Baker's hurt. Chubb's hurt.
Chubb's hurt. So the only positive is Donovan Peoples-Jones kind of showed up and has been constantly showing up, but OBJ still doesn't have a touchdown in his arsenal in the last few weeks.
Peoples-Jones, I'm not going to be surprised if he works his way to a 2 or 1 spot because I remember watching him his rookie year, and he did have some pretty impressive catches. It's not like he was going off his rookie year, but there were a few impressive moments where I'm like, hey, that took a lot of skill, and I usually see veterans catch that type of ball.
Yeah.
So I think there's potential with this guy. I don't really know where he's from though. Like I didn't really hear from him in college.
Yeah. But nothing much from the Browns. I think they'll be fine. They've just been playing a lot of hard teams lately. A lot of their losses have been kind of respectable. You got the Chargers, the Ravens, and now the Cardinals. You kind of get the glimpse of they're going to be a great team, just can't beat the really, really good ones.
Yeah.
So, Chiefs in Washington, let's go.
Jesus. I mean, it says the Chiefs put 31 up, but it honestly felt like they put 21 up.
Yeah.
Like this game was so ugly.
The first half of the game is what really set the tone for such a. What's going on? What's going on here?
This game was disgusting.
It was dirty.
It was very ugly to watch, disappointing to watch. Washington, the fact that you put up 13 points against the worst defense in the NFL, I don't know what to say about that. I'm hurt. I'm disappointed. But, hey, the Chiefs, they're still fighting.
Yeah.
They moved to 3-3. In a division where the Chargers lead 4-2. The Raiders are also 4-2, but the Chargers have the tiebreaker there currently.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs, I mean, they're going to be, like I said, they're going to be breathing down their necks the whole season. If you, Chargers or Raiders, if you start slipping up, losing games that you're not supposed to lose, you can almost guarantee that the Chiefs are they're gonna sneak up on you.
It's usually around this time that either team would do something like that, start losing teams that they should be blowing out.
And that's the thing, like Chargers. That's what disappointed me about the Chargers too. I know we're talking about the Chiefs, but the fact that they came out so flat, I'm like, are you guys really different then? Because this is what you guys do.
Yeah,
this is what you guys do. So how can I trust you in the playoffs? You know what I mean? So, but the Chiefs in Washington game, like I said, very disappointing. Terry McLaurin, for those of you fantasy owners that had him and played him, I'm sorry. I feel your pain. He was my pain in DraftKings. Like I said, some of these games, you could look at them on paper. It says one thing and reality says, fuck the paper.
What is paper?
That's all I have to say about the Chiefs and Washington. I mean, hey, so last 2 weeks, no good. Like the defense hasn't been playing good. The offense hasn't been playing good. You guys need to clean up your shit. That's all I got to say about Washington.
Dougie?
Yeah.
That's it too?
I said it. Like, Washington's ass. They're going to continue to be ass. KC, too many turnovers. They're looking very shaky.
Yeah. Patty Mahomes doing a lot of uncharacteristic ass things.
No, I think they're in his character. I just think now, like, it's not being like it's like, he like on one play, one of the interceptions he threw, he's being like dragged in and you try to throw it.
Yeah.
Like I think like he thinks like it's almost to the point to where like like in the Superbowl he was completing some of those passes, like throwing darts. To where he thinks like, I can still hit this throw even though I'm going down, and it's like, oh nope, I can't.
When he's going through and when he's going down, he tries to throw it. It's not as clean. It's coming out how it's supposed to come out, just a fucking duck in there.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, usually these incredible plays that end up on a highlight reel, they're not coming out this year. And every time he's tried it, it's bit him in the ass.
I mean, they're coming out this year. They're just an INT.
And I mean, yeah, it's an INT.
I seen a play out on the Rams Giants game where Stafford did low key a sick ass no look to cup for
Yeah.
TD.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
that was dope.
So the first comment I see on the video was like, "Man, if this was Mahomes, the NFL Network would be wet. It'd be the next. He's like, it'd be the most talked about segment for the next 3 days." I was like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Stafford was low key the OG of that no look shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Damn, bro, stop, chill."
But now people do be like bringing up Mahomes on non-Mahomes highlights, like just because they're just like, if this was Mahomes, like yeah, exactly what you said.
But
is there a game we haven't mentioned yet?
hey, speaking of that Rams and Giants game, yeah, Giants are in the dirt from here on out. They keep on losing players, and they lost Tony again. They lost Tony, so no chemistry going to be there. Cooper Kupp blowing it up on the stats again.
Yep.
Hey, nastiest route running right now in the league. Nastiest route running. Cooper Kupp really ridiculous.
I think I want to say it because there are a couple candidates, but I think Cooper Kupp's going to end the season 1 in receiving yards.
Yeah. I mean, at this pace, I agree. I think
if this is kept up, yeah.
yeah. He's the Devontae Adams this year.
Yeah.
And I mean, not that Devontae's terrible, but Cooper Kupp has just been putting out way more stats than anybody so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been on the tear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it for that game. But
Colts and Texans, real quick.
Yeah.
Called it with the Colts defense as the top pick. I missed it with the Texans' bottom value pick defense. But yeah, Dougie, you were right. You had a feeling Taylor was going to have a big game. He did,
indeed.
And that game was pretty much what you pretty much expected. Except I didn't see the Colts putting up over 30 points. I thought they would probably be in the 20s somewhere.
Yeah.
But hey, Colts handled that shit.
Oh, welcome back, T.Y. Hilton. Hooray.
Yeah.
Welcome
back, T.Y. You made yourself, felt your presence felt.
Mm-hmm. 4 for 80. 4 for 80.
Mills, I knew you weren't going to do it again. That was an anomaly. I don't know what the fuck you drank against the Patriots. But...
I don't know what the fuck you drank, but
that wasn't you.
I better stay in your fridge. I don't know why it's gone. You drink it all that day. You should save some for the season.
We kind of talked about the Bengals and Lions already. Lions, we realized how that last loss affected them. They came out flat against the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
But this time around, Dan Campbell saying, hey, we expect more out of him, meaning Goff. Yeah. We're expecting a lot more from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens next couple weeks.
Yeah, we'll see.
Vikings and Panthers.
Panthers and Vikings?
Yeah. However you want to say it.
Oh, okay. Like I was telling you guys off air, Sam Darnold needs to remember he has legs. He's fast enough to move. He can, throw on the run. He doesn't have to stay in a collapsing pocket and take the sack. He does not have to stay there. He does not have to stay there. He has two options. He can roll out and throw it on the run, or he can take off and run it himself. He does not have to stay there.
You are not Tom Brady. You have legs.
He didn't realize that till late in the fourth.
Yo, he was 17 to 41.
Yeah.
Remember at the beginning of the fourth? Remember the beginning of the fourth? I text y'all, yo, he doesn't even have 100 yards yet.
Yeah.
And somehow they came back.
Yeah, because he started rolling out. I was watching that bit when he was making the comeback. I'm like, why weren't you doing this before, my guy?
Yeah.
That's when he finally started finding his receivers and connecting. And I still what I think about the Vikings defense is still the same as what I said earlier is they have a great pass rush. They don't have a secondary. As soon as you get away from that pass rush, you're going to be able to find your guys.
Yeah, someone will be open. Just got to be
open. Man, if Minnesota had some kind of defense.
Yeah.
They would be a great team, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As much as it pains me to say it, Kirk bitch ass Cousins playing peak right now.
Quietly, right?
Very
Quietly, because they're not really posting him like that on the NFL page.
Bro,
no one's really talking to. Yeah,
373 yards and 3 TDs.
Yeah. And honestly, I think it's more Justin Jefferson's talent rather than Kirk Cousins. I mean, Kirk Cousins is, throwing some nice balls, but Justin Jefferson is, to me, on his way to becoming a top 3 wide receiver in this league.
Because he's a focal point where defenses have to focus more on him than anyone else on the squad.
He's really nice.
You got Thielen on the other side? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Thielen had the game that game.
Yeah, Thielen got the touchdowns, but Justin Jefferson was running nice routes and catching nice balls too. Like he got some nice receptions that game. So if you would have just added a touchdown or two to Justin Jefferson, he would have had some super nice numbers as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, did we mention Seahawks and Pittsburgh already?
This is the last game.
Okay, Seahawks, Pittsburgh. What do you guys have to say about this one? I found this game very boring.
It was, but this is why. Steelers really gave Geno Smith the chance to think, hey, I might win this game.
Yeah.
But then crushed it at the very, very end. Crushed the dreams, because I watched this game and I'm like, Steelers have this in the bag. They should have this in the bag. Watching the first half, I'm like, Steelers got it. Like, the Seahawks are just stale. Then the second half happened, and you're just like, what the fuck happened? It's like I watched 2 different games. And then the overtime happened and stuffed that shit real quick. The fumble that Geno Smith did, and I felt bad for the boy because you knew he wanted it bad. He wanted this win bad. And when he did the fumble, he just looked at his hands. It was going like, why? Like, I'm like, damn, I don't want to see that.
No, Gino, to his, I'm gonna give him his credit. He has matured in this league. Like, in the beginning of his career, he wasn't coming out in the media for good things. Like, there was always something negative about Geno Smith. But I feel like he's matured. He's actually taken the role serious, even if he's a second string. Like, he's made up his mind, like, whenever they call my number, I'm going to be ready and I'm going to give my 110%,
I blame the Jets for his demise, though.
Yeah, I mean,
really
you could blame
do.
the Jets for they're a cemetery of an organization.
Yeah. I really feel like I really want to blame the Jets of why Geno Smith is in this position. But to say the least, he really, like you said, he's matured. He's ready for his number to get called, and I'm glad,
and he wants to win badly.
Yeah, and seeing that's why I'm like, man, I feel bad for him because he really wanted this dub.
Two times, a turnover ends the game. Last time the interception wasn't his fault, but this time it was half his fault that the turnover happened. The reason why I say half is because you guys saw who was the one that caused that fumble.
T.J. Watt.
And this is why the Pittsburgh Steelers are a different team. T.J. Watt was giving Geno hell the whole game.
Yeah, because
and not just by sacking, like, just his presence.
Yeah, the 5 sacks don't
there.
justify what happened to this Seattle offensive line. This offensive line was terrible. To a certain extent. Yeah. To a certain extent, when it came to throwing the ball, Geno Smith was getting smacked.
Yeah.
No alcohol needed. This man was getting smacked all over the place. But, I mean, for some reason, when they started focusing on running the ball, started clicking.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you saw the difference between Russell Wilson and Geno Smith in this game.
Yeah.
Because of how many, like, dudes getting hit. And it's like, yo, like, what is Seattle doing? Like, why are you letting your quarterback get hit this much?
Yeah.
But it shows you why Russell is like got mad at the organization. Like, yo, I need protection.
Frustrating.
Help me.
I mean, and look at the way Russell got injured. Like, you think, I mean, that's all pass rush, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that the pass rush was able to get to where they got to. He threw his, like, when he threw the ball, his fingers hit that guy, and we are where we are now.
Yeah.
But the point is like, the more chances you give for a pass rush to get to your quarterback, you're asking for something to happen. Eventually, something will happen, especially if it's happening all the time. Like, if he's getting pressured or sacked all the time, one of those plays is not going to end the way you want it to end.
Exactly.
Your quarterback is not going to get back up.
Protect your investments.
You got to protect it. You can't just be like, oh, I have Russell Wilson, I have a Hall of Famer. He's able to escape the pocket, do magic. Like, no, build the line for the man.
Yeah, give him some help.
Yeah.
And this is from a 49er fan acting frustrated for Russell Wilson.
Crazy.
Pete Carroll, that man. I'm starting to look at him different over the season. That's all I'll say. That over the years, my perception of Pete Carroll has changed.
Hey, he's college. Hey, at heart, he's a college coach. College coaches are kind of ruthless.
My brother said, now that I look back, all those sketchy things that were coming out when he was the coach of USC, I believe it now.
Right?
all those sketchy rumors that came out back when he was the head coach at USC, I kind of believe it now.
Yeah, now I'm like,
now I'm just like, hey, I think you are like that.
Hey,
I think that's you.
I think it's because at heart he's a college coach, so there's some things you can't translate perfectly in the NFL.
Yeah, man, that man does things differently. But that's all I got to say about Steelers and Seahawks. For the most part, boring game, very defensive game.
And I'm still not convinced on Pittsburgh offense.
Not convinced at all. Najee Harris is real though.
Yeah.
Fantasy talk. He's going to be a first-round pick next year.
Yeah. Until Pittsburgh gets a way better line though too. His offer numbers will get off the chart. Oh yeah. But anything else, fellas?
Nope. I think that's going to wrap it up for Week 6 recap.
All right. Dougie?
I think that's going to do it. Y'all know the deal. Tomorrow, I should have the waiver wire out. The Dougie list is coming out. We got Spuddy's quick picks. How'd you do this past week, Spuddy, on your quick picks?
I want to say I did it. Betting wise, obviously I didn't hit, but with my quick picks, I want to say
Did you check your record yet?
Hey, I have it all lined up. I just don't have it all numbered out.
Oh, okay.
I think I did pretty much like last week, which was pretty good. 12-4, 10-6, 10-6.
Hey,
so
I'm rooting for one of these weeks where you go perfect, bro.
I'm waiting for a perfect because that perfect is going to be a parlay, and
let's get it.
Yeah,
let's get it. But thank you guys for tuning in. This has been NFL Week 6 recap on the Buds and Sports channel. You guys already know we got content dropping every other day. NBA's coming up. Spuddy and Dougie are going to take the lead on that one. We're going to have a few guests for the NBA, right?
Yeah.
A few guests lined up.
Yeah, more guests than NFL, definitely.
We got some new stuff coming up, so we're gonna keep this channel going. It's gonna be year long, and you guys got to tune in. So subscribe, follow our Instagram page, Twitter, all that good stuff. This has been Francis from the Buds and Sports Podcast, and I'm out passing it to Dougie.
Yo, what up, everybody? Already know what it is, Buds and Sports. We are on all your favorite channels. Just search us up. If y'all want to look at any of us personally, you know where to find us. We're also on social. You know where I be at, Lightning Leche. And, I'm signing off. Go Cowboys. Let's get it.
This man going, the boy. Come look at the boy real quick. You already know what it is. It's your boy, Spuddy McGee, signing off with the Buds and Sports. Later, buddies.